Alright, so we are here on our way to Tel Arad. We had to stop for this crazy view right here. Check this out. Like, we're on the top of the mountains, literally on top of the mountains here. And we just came across this area, like a rest stop, kind of, to enjoy the view. And look at this view. It is insane. The mountain top here, you see down below, and the Dead Sea over there. Look at the Dead Sea. This is an epic view. Oh, and by the way, the mountains across the Dead Sea, that's Jordan, the country Jordan. That's a totally different country. So, wow, crazy views over here. Oh, cute little puppies. Isaiah loves these animals. I try to not get attached because I know that I also end up getting like that. So I try to keep a distance from animals because I get attached and I don't want to get attached. They're beautiful. They're adorable. All right, let's go. Wrestling. All right, so we're here in the middle of nowhere in the desert called Tel Arad. First and foremost, I want to say shout out to Sergio and Rhoda. Their channel is where I found out about this place. They produce. Look at this kid wrestling me. Stop. Their channel is how I found out about this place. This place is beautiful. I'm about to show you guys. But Sergio and Rhoda, they have an amazing channel where they show a lot of cool places in Israel, give a lot of amazing information. Check this out, man. This is the middle of the desert. Look at all of this, all these fields, all this grass all over the place over here. That's crazy. I've never seen a desert with all this grass. So, I mean, not like this at least. But check this out. Over here is Tel Arad, which is an ancient Israelite temple. And over there is an ancient Canaanite city as well. But we're going to start here at the Israelite one, and then we'll go over to the Canaanite side afterwards. So we are here at the temple in Tel Arad, an ancient Israelite temple that was built here in the south of Israel, which was the southern kingdom, right? So Israel was divided into two kingdoms. The house of Israel was the northern kingdom. The house of Judah was the southern kingdom. So 9.5 tribes were in the north, 2.5 were in the south, which were Judah, Benjamin, and half the Levites were here in the south. So this was from the house of Judah, the southern kingdom. Very, very, I mean, again, I can't emphasize this enough. This place is clear-cut evidence of the accuracy of the history of the Bible. I mean, incredible how pinpoint accurate the Bible is. I've already given countless, I don't even know how many examples I've given already, but I can give countless examples of how accurate and precise the history is behind the Bible and how reliable of a source it is. I mean, the credibility of the Bible for this reason. This is why I believe in it so much, because it just proves time and time again how accurate and reliable it is. That's why when people say they don't believe in the Bible, they think it's a fairy tale, all these things, I'm like, you have no idea what you're talking about. You don't know how accurate and, I mean, precise the scriptures are. I mean, it's just mind-blowing to me. And this place is one of those places. By the way, again, shout out to Sergio and Rhoda. I'm gonna link to their video because they did an amazing job. They broke this down beautifully. So I'm getting a lot of the information, the verses that they quoted there. I'm actually gonna share them here with you. But huge shout out to them because I'm getting all this information from them, and I verified it with scripture, everything lined up. I mean, this is insane and mind-blowing. So I'll go ahead and get started. So first and foremost, starting in 2 Chronicles 28 verse 1, Ahaz was 20 years old when he became king, and he reigned 16 years in Jerusalem, and he did not do what was right in the sight of the Most High. as his father David had done, who did amazing, right? We already know that this dates back to around the time of King David. This village here was around the time of King David, King Solomon. However, this temple came a couple hundred years later, when they ended up, doing other things, which we'll get to in a minute. So very, very insane that this place has been around since King David. So King David, King Solomon most likely have been here, because this was in the house of Judah. And they've most likely even been here, because this was a prominent village here with a huge reservoir and everything. So we'll go ahead and show that in a couple minutes as well. But it's interesting, like mind-blowing. So verse 2, 2 Chronicles 28 verse 2, for he walked in the ways of the kings of Israel, and he made molded images for the Baalim, the Baals, Baal, a pagan god. He burned incense in the valley of the son of Hinnom, and burned his children in the fire. These were pagan rituals that were against God. And these are the things that Ahaz was doing back in those days. And in every single city of Judah, which this is verse 25 in the same chapter, 2 Chronicles 20-25. And in every single city of Judah, he made high places to burn incense to other gods. This is a city of Judah. And this temple was created to burn incense to other gods. That's exactly what this is. And Sergio did a great job in this part, where he actually talked about how the word for burning incense means thick smoke in Hebrew. And so basically, incredible. A group of archaeologists came and they went to the museum, I think in Jerusalem, if I'm not mistaken. And the pillars, right now, I think those are replica pillars. We'll show that now in a minute. But those pillars, they went to the museum and they actually they tested the residue and the top of the pillar to see what it was that they were burning. And basically, they were burning frankincense and they were burning cannabis along with animal poop in order to enhance the effect on the mind, right? So that's more or less what they were doing. So cannabis residue, and they mix it with animal poop, and it was just to, I guess, enhance the mind-altering abilities in order for them to get high. And this is why in the New Testament, in Galatians chapter 5, it says that sorcerers will not inherit the kingdom. In Revelation, it says it all over the New Testament. It says, but what this means by sorcerers is, if you look up the word in Greek, it's the word pharmakia, which means witchcraft, sorcery. A pharmakia, if you know Spanish, you know farmacia, you know pharmacy. This is where the word pharmakia comes from. That's why when you see the old Walgreens logo, they have the witch brew pot with the brew stick in the middle. Even a lot of pharmacies today, you can still see the big brew stick, the witch pot with the brew stick at a lot of these pharmacies, because this is what it means. Pharmakia means sorcery, witchcraft. So over here, this is exactly what they're doing, sorcery. This was witchcraft. They put cannabis along with animal poop, whatever animal poop, to get high and worship whatever god they were worshiping, bow, whatever. And they have a stone there which they would bow to represent their god, and they would probably justify it by saying that it was just to remember God, but they're bowing to a stone, an idol. So they're doing a lot of this crazy stuff here. And all of this, again, 3,000 years ago. 3,000 years ago. And it's confirmed today in Scripture. We see it in Scripture today. Insane how accurate 3,000 years later the Bible still is regarding this. This place was destroyed, the temple, everything was destroyed, not by fire or anything, but it says clear evidence of intentional cancellation, meaning somebody came and just took this place down. No signs of destruction by fire, clear evidence of intentional cancellation, all right? And so they basically came, took it all down, and then they filled all of this in a layer nearly 1 meter thick. So they pretty much covered it up, and then archaeologists came and dug it out and discovered all of this. But this is mentioned in Scripture. 2 Kings 18 verses 1 through 3, right? It says, now it came to pass in the 3rd year of Hoshea, the son of Elah, king of Israel, that Hezekiah, the son of Ahaz, king of Judah, began to reign, and he was right with the Most High. He was right in the sight of the Most High. So what did he do? Verse 4, he removed the high places and broke the sacred pillars. He cut everything down, all the images, the wooden images. He took it all down. And then right here, 2 Chronicles 31 verse 1 says, all Israel who were present went out to the cities of Judah, this was one of them, and broke the sacred pillars in pieces, cut down the wooden images, and threw down the high places and the altars. Exactly what happened here. Exactly what the archaeologists discovered when they investigated and came to these conclusions. And it's mind-blowing how pinpoint accurate it is. So, I mean, it's insane. But they determined that because of everything the way it was, there was no sign of fire. There was no sign, which is how they would destroy cities back in those days. They'll burn it down with fire. They determined that, yeah, this was just cancellation. They just took it down. And it says it in Chronicles and in the books of Kings. And it's insane how accurate. So this was around the time of, it says here that the reform carried out during the time of Hezekiah, a reform that began during the first year of his reign. So this is crazy. So that was probably about 40 years later, more or less. I'm just mind blown by all of this. So this kind of stuff just blows my mind. And again, it just proves how accurate historically and how reliable the Bible is. And I mean, just the credibility. Look, if we're gonna believe in something, it has to have credibility. If there's no credibility, how could you possibly believe in it? But if there is credibility, and time again, it proves to show how accurate and precise it is, you have no other choice but to accept it for what it is. All right, so here, this was an altar, right? From Exodus 20, verses 21 through 21. An altar of earth you shall make unto me, shall sacrifice thereon your burnt offerings. So that was what this was, an altar. The problem with this is that in the Torah, in the law of Moses, it says you were not allowed to make an altar and sacrifice animals for offerings, for atonement, any of that outside of the temple, outside of Jerusalem. You weren't allowed to do that. So the fact that they did it here, they already broke the commandments. They already shown evidence that they were against the Most High there. And what it sounds like to me, what it seems like to me, is that they did mixed worship, where they were probably worshiping the Most High along with the different gods that they were worshiping. Because they did some of these things that were according to the Torah, but they would twist it and do it wrong. For example, you know, the way they made the altar. You're not allowed to do that outside of Jerusalem, outside of the temple. But they did it. So that's already like, what are you doing? And they did that. They did that here, and you know, and then over there they had the pillars. Where, as a matter of fact, let's go over there. But it seems like to me that they were doing mixed worship. Again, just like I described for the Megiddo video, that in 2 Kings 17, that's what they were doing. They were the house of Israel, the northern kingdom. They were doing mixed worship as well. Insane. This is mind blowing. Like the ancient synagogue where they had seats here where the people would sit down. This is insane to me. I don't know. I'm like fascinated by this kind of stuff. All right, so this is the Holy of Holies, or this was the Holy of Holies. And again, you see the seats here all around. People would sit here, do whatever weird stuff they're doing. And then you see, they talk about it right here. Standing stone apparently symbolized the presence of the deity in the temple. In front of the chamber are two small stone incense altars. Right, so excavations revealed that the standing stone and the altars had been buried, laid on their side, and covered with soil and stones. This shows that the temple was intentionally shut down, apparently following the concentration of worship in Jerusalem at the time of King Hezekiah in the late 8th century BCE. So you see, these are replica stones, because these are, the real ones are in the museum in Jerusalem. Yeah, you see? The original finds are on display in the Israel Museum in Jerusalem. So if you want to check them out, we have more time. I definitely want to go there because they have a lot of crazy stuff there. These were the stones right here, the pillars. And then this was the stone that they would bow down to and worship. And yeah, so it's crazy. It's crazy. Crazy just seeing all of this. And then again, the seats like the synagogues. reservoir where they would fill this with water to keep the water cool.
Like
this place is huge, by the way, so let's go check it out. Alright, so this is where they kept all the water, so you can imagine how much water was in here. It's filled to the top with water, and it's really cool down here right now. It's nice and fresh. It's, again, kind of like the King Ahab tunnel where they would keep all the water there. Underwater, it was nice and cool there, and it's same thing here. Same thing here, nice and cool. I guess that was like their strategy to keep cool. They had their own strategies back then where they knew, okay, if we do this, this is how we keep the water nice and fresh, nice and cool. So very interesting. But yeah, this is deep in here. Imagine this thing filled to the top with water. Like, this thing is huge.
Wow, this place is amazing. No one's even here right now at the moment. So I feel like, we're able to experience this place more than what I imagined.
This isn't a tourist attraction, apparently. This isn't really a touristy place.
This is insane. Like, literally touch the wall. It's like, wow. And it feels so fresh right here. Because when you're upstairs, you feel really hot. So once you come down here, you feel like it's nice and cold and
and shout out to Sergio and Rhoda for that video, man, because we're here because of them.
Videos and wow, mind blowing.
Definitely.
Beautiful.
Isaiah, what do you think about this place? Looks cool, right?
Wrap it up in this vlog. I hope you enjoyed the vlog. Hit that bell and make that subscribe button great, and I'll see you in the next vlog. And don't forget to subscribe. Peace.